Förra somras så kom det liksom jättemånga barn och liksom bara sa till mig, är du kille eller tjej, är du kille eller tjej? Svarade liksom ingenting. Sen så svarade jag att jag var båda.
Sweden is the most forward-thinking country in the world when it comes to questioning gender. The gender-neutral pronoun hen is now commonly used by most Swedes, and government-funded gender-neutral kindergartens often spark controversy in the foreign press. With recent victories for the trans rights movement and more young people defining something other than male and female than ever before, I'm curious to find out what it's like to grow up without the gender binary.
So I've just arrived in Örebro in Sweden. I'm about to go meet a family who are attempting to bring up their kids free from all gender norms. Hello, Amelia, nice to meet you. How are you?
This is Nico.
Hello.
This is Margareta, and
nice
this
to meet
is
you.
Mika. Margareta is my partner's mother.
And where's your partner?
At work.
Okay.
Yeah, somebody's got to bring home the veggie bacon. So this is our humble abode.
I love the artwork.
Yeah, this is Mika and Nico's artwork.
Mama, is that your partner?
Yeah, my partner goes by Matilda and Matt, but is also the one who gave birth.
Okay.
And I'm Mapa. It's just what felt right to me because I'm intersex. I was born with characteristics of both male and female, even though my body didn't develop along more masculine lines until puberty. And so, yeah, my partner is not trans, strictly trans, but we share the same values, that gendering is harmful.
Dell is an American photographer who moved to Sweden for love. Their work has, for over 3 decades, focused on queer identities and challenging gender norms.
Let me show you around the house.
Yes, please.
You can see the kids'
Thank you.
bedrooms. This is Nico's room.
And how old is Nico?
Nico's 2.5.
And Mika is...
Almost 5.5.
Mika and Nico were both assigned male at birth, but in this family, the sex you were born with does not dictate your gender identity.
We don't gender toys, we don't gender colors, so whatever they're interested in.
It's like they can just play with whatever toys they want and
Yeah.
you would never dictate what those toys were?
No, absolutely not. So they both have a lot of cars, and they both have dolls.
And what about with clothing?
Right now, Mika is, for the past 2 months, has worn a dress every day, just about. When Mika's wearing dresses, and because Mika has very, very long hair, most people assume that Mika's female.
If someone called Mika female in front of Mika, would you correct them or intervene?
No, we've never corrected anybody. In fact, if people call Mika she, we might go with that too. We use he for them. Sometimes it's mixed, and it depends, because in Sweden we have hen, the gender-neutral pronoun in Swedish. I think Mika has always said when I've asked, it's been she or hen.
Confused about what pronoun to use, I decide to call Mika and Nico by their names.
Did you hurt yourself, my love?
I got a boo-boo.
Did you get a boo-boo? Should I kiss it? Blow on it?
Blow.
Okay. Is that better now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too.
How do you avoid gendering your children?
We didn't choose anything but gender-neutral names. We chose not to know what sex they would be assigned when they were born. Not answering the question, is it a boy or a girl? To avoid the B word and the G word. Changing pronouns in books. Instead of it always being mama, we say mama and mapa. What's the matter, sweetie? Asks Mapa. It's so dark. Don't be afraid, says Mapa. I'll call the lanternfish. Sleep tight, little rainbow fish. This is good. I got it 50% off. So, yes. Are you going to share?
Thank you.
With Amelia? That's nice.
Delicious.
I want to know how Grandma Margareta feels about how her grandchildren are being raised.
Margareta and Del, do you think that you have similar or different parenting methods?
We had our problems in the beginning. There was different. I let my son go to kindergarten in a dress and with a hair like this, but that was only one time. I think if he would like to have done that every day, it would have been a problem.
I can understand that there may be some things that are new and harder to understand.
What do you think those things are, like, specifically?
Well, specifically to do things like gender. I mean, the reason I like Margareta so much is because she thinks I'm a great mapa, right?
Very nice.
Yeah.
Nico, what's your spoon for?
Mama, look. Instead of eating apples made a gigantic mess.
When I first arrived, it didn't feel that strange that the kids were wearing dresses and stuff, because kids are kids and like kids like to play dress up. And they are smart, funny, joyous kids to be around.
The next morning, I helped Del get Mika and Nico ready for kindergarten.
Ready? There we go. Do we need to rinse out?
No, we don't rinse.
Don't do
with
rinses?
kids, no.
Oh my God, that's how much I know about parenting, Del.
Do you want to wear this one or this one? You want this one. Okay, we're going to go with the red and black theme today then. Good idea. Today, är du hon, han eller hen idag? That's not something I always have to say, but it would be good to know today for the film. Ska jag säga hon eller hen? Just Mika, okay. Let's go.
Mika seems like neither a boy nor a girl, just non-binary. And when you ask Mika about Mika's gender, Mika just doesn't really want to talk about it.
At home, the kids can be as gender creative as they please. But now it's time for kindergarten.
Nico, hug and kiss. Have a good day. Hello.
I wonder what the other children make of Mika's gender expression.
Hey, how would you describe Mika? What is hen?
När man har långt hår. En kille hos sig.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
I want to be a builder.
A builder?
Yeah.
What do you want to build? A house?
I am gonna have children living in my house.
What kind of children are you going to have?
I don't care how they look like.
That's nice. I don't care how my children look like either. Hey.
The Swedish government school plan forbids enforcing gender stereotypes and has done since 1998.
Förskolan ska motverka traditionella könsmönster och könsroller. Flickor och pojkar ska i förskolan ha samma möjligheter att pröva och utveckla förmågor och intressen utan begränsningar utifrån stereotypa könsroller. Så där står det klart och tydligt att vi måste arbeta för att motverka stereotypa könsroller.
What are some of the ways in which you avoid gender norms when you're teaching?
Tankesättet, hur man pratar med barnen, pratar med varandra. Att man inte säger flickor och pojkar utan kompisar, människor.
Då väljer vi väljer ju projekt som inte är alltså, kopplat till kön. Med mycket naturmaterial. Ja, men vi odlar. Ja, men bygger mycket. Vi har djur, inga dockor.
And what does this say?
Det här är supermjuka hjältar. Vad säger jag? Ja, men superhjältar, de kan vara som vanliga människor. Spiderman måste också gå på toaletten.
Batman dansar ballett.
Med lilla bebisen.
So these pictures are basically breaking down the boundaries as different stereotypes. This is like a soft father figure we're seeing.
Precis. Och tvärtom då?
Sleeping Beauty says no.
Ja.
Lesbian mums.
When it comes to gender creative teaching, the most influential person in Sweden is Lotta Ryelin, who started the country's first gender-neutral kindergarten.
So welcome into Egalia.
Thank you. How would you describe Egalia?
It's all about democracy for all children to have their right to be what they are, what they feel like they are, regardless of gender, class, sexuality. It's about anti-discrimination.
Do these dolls have a gender?
No, not what we can
Tell
the children, but the children, they play, they never ask. It's not important for the children.
Here's the office, and I'm going to show you what we call the whole life spectra.
Okay.
We tend to divide this life spectra into two pieces, one for boys and one for girls. More often pink is for girls and blue is for boys.
When we call a boy cool and strong, and to girls we more often say that they should be helpful, nice, cute, and we have different expectations. We take away this border and we don't separate it in boyish and girlish. We give the whole life spectra to everyone. So we are not limiting, we are just adding. We are not changing the children, we are changing our own thoughts.
While a more gender-neutral focus in kindergartens is fully adopted by the Swedish government, even in liberal Sweden, there's no shortage of critics. Dr. Eberhard has written books on raising kids, and a recent article he wrote heavily criticised attitudes to gender in Swedish kindergartens.
Why do you disagree with the Swedish government's recommendation that schools do not reinforce gender norms?
I think it's damaging because it tells us that behaviors that are typical for boys, typical for girls, is problematic. It's a brainwashing strategy that you are eradicating sex differences, which I do oppose. The major problem in Sweden, I would say, is that our boys fail in school, not the girls. Our boys are committing suicide, not the girls. So the problem today in Sweden is with the boys. If you have this law that you should treat boys like hens, it implies that you should not behave like the boy you were born to be. It should not be the government who tells our kids how they should react. It should be up to them. And I would like our kids to be kids.
That's what the gender-neutral kindergarten said too.
So in that sense, we do agree, but the means of making this happen, we disagree.
In your mind, what would be a better way of doing things?
You cannot solve a problem by doing totally the opposite way. I think then you create new problems.
I think I was expecting him to be a bit more hardline. In a weird way, he kind of seemed to agree with some of the values of the gender-neutral kindergarten, that it should be up to the individual, except he doesn't think we should erase boys and girls as categories.
While adults will clearly disagree on how to teach kids about gender, it's ultimately the children who are affected. I want to see how genderless teaching has influenced the kids at Mika's kindergarten.
What are you doing? You climbing? They've got the good tree. This is an easy tree. Ah! That might be as high as I can go. What do you think about gender? Are boys and girls equally good at climbing?
Yeah.
What's your favourite game? Do you play catch with girls as well? Can I come play with you guys? Go, 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 go. What's your favourite thing about kindergarten?
Leka med kompisar. Leka med kompisar.
I think what I've learnt here is that they're not trying to erase gender, they're just trying to take out the discrepancies. It seems a lot less sexist than other schools, and it seems really open to the idea of same-sex parents, same-sex relationships with children that might not conform really tightly to male or female. And I think that's going to have a positive effect overall on the children.
Swedish kindergartens seem accommodating to rainbow families like Dell's. But I wonder if ordinary Swedish society is as open-minded. Dell takes Mika and Nico shopping. As soon as we enter, people start staring.
Do people normally stare?
Yeah, I'm so used to it. I sort of block it out, but
Yeah.
sometimes I notice. And then sometimes I stare back at them. It's like, what the hell are you looking at? You think you look so good compared to me? I don't think so. Oh, what's beautiful? What is that? Maybe this is something for Mika. They're maybe a little big for you, but I don't know. Wow, check this out. Go ask Mama what she thinks. When I go swimming with the kids, it's not easy for me. I go to the male changing rooms and my body without clothes does not really pass. Puberty, I started growing a beard. One breast developed, one did not. My genitals were a bit different. I still thought I was female, but I plucked my beard in secret for years and years, and I did have shame. So I think every time I go out looking gender non-conforming, you could say, I think that does something. It's like a way of being micro-activist.
They bump into a family they know.
Hey, Corey. Hey, Magnus. Hey. Good to see you. Corey is actually the only other kid we know in Örebro who was assigned male at birth, who also has long hair and wears dresses.
I would say nearly 99% of all people that we meet say that he is a girl.
Do you let Corey choose their clothes and how they have their hair?
We let him choose in the way that is practical for us.
Yeah. Now he has started to say that he's a girl. And the other day he's a boy and sometimes he's a cat. It's good for him. It's a part of his childhood. He can be whatever he wants or dress however he wants for that short time because society will have its toll on him anyway.
Okay,
Cora has been invited to play later, but first, Mika has an appointment at the hairdresser's.
Hi. How are you going to have your hair cut?
About this much, really little.
Hon har mycket slitet hår här.
Jag vet, men vi måste ta bort. I'm excited.
I'll never forget my most pivotal haircut when I was about Mika's age. A bowl cut like this. Do you like that haircut on me?
Why didn't you have long hair too?
Why didn't I? Because the hairdresser just cut it all off. Would you like to have hair that short? No. Why not?
Hold still. Vet du vad menar intersex? När man har både manlig och kvinnlig characteristics.
Här i Sverige man ser alltså det finns. Men i Syrien det var kanske lite hemligt. Här kanske det är lite mer frihet. Lite mer demokratiskt alltså.
What do you think, Mika?
Good.
The hairdresser had called Mika she, so I asked Del how to address Mika today.
So you know there was a question, that question you don't like so much.
What?
They wanted to know if they should call you hon, han, eller hen. Han?
Hen.
Hen. You want them to call you hen?
Like him. Yes.
Like me? Okay.
Hey, Mika, why don't you like it when people ask hen, hun, han, hen?
Don't like.
When you ask Mika about gender, Mika doesn't always seem to want to talk about it. Why do you think that is?
I don't want Mika to be forced to choose hon, han, or hen. I mean, I think you heard that Mika will say hen because I say hen. I think Mika does and probably will model themselves more on me. I try not to put my obsessions onto Mika, but I do believe that Mika has the ability to choose. You know, if Mika decides to be a dude, then great, that's fine. You know, I will love Mika no less.
Mika wants to wear something nice to match the new haircut before Cora arrives.
Den här är min favorit för att den har glitter. Lila. För att den har liksom tvål. Liksom. Som tvål i.
Can we change and put that on? Hey, good. You're coming in time.
Cold.
Cora wants to have just the same as me. Nu är jag den där. Nej, nu ska du ha grönt om du vill ha likadant som jag.
What are your favorite clothes?
My dress. Det där jag var now. Man vet, jag har en Spiderman-dräkt hemma hos mig och en Spiderman-tröja.
Do kids ever ask you if you're a boy or a girl?
Brukar barn fråga dig om du är en tjej eller kille, undrar hon?
Tjej.
Att du tycker att du är det, men när brukar barn och kompisar fråga dig om du är en tjej eller kille?
Men idag är jag en kille.
Idag är du en kille? Okej.
Men efter jag har varit en kille, då är jag en tjej igen. När jag är tjej, då är jag en flicka. Förra somras så kom det liksom jättemånga barn och liksom bara sa till mig, är du kille eller tjej? Är du kille eller tjej? Är du kille eller tjej? Är du kille eller tjej?
How do you feel about that?
Det kändes liksom... Alla som frågade det, jag vet inte hur det kändes. Svarade liksom ingenting. Sen så svarade jag att jag var båda. Tycker du att jag har målat bra? Ja. Tack.
Grandma Margareta arrives to take Nico to the park. She didn't seem convinced about the gender aspect of Del's parenting, so I want to find out how she really feels.
Nico, he told me today I'm a boy, so I think he really knows what he is. And I hope that when Mika feels that he's really a man later, that he has no problem to be a man then.
You said when Mika feels that he's a man, do you think when Mika's older, Mika will feel that they're a man?
I don't know. He likes flowers and he likes pink, but he's always playing with cars. If you give him a doll, he's not so interested.
But he does like wearing dresses, so maybe he'll always like both. Do you think that could create any problems?
That's a question. Does he like to wear dresses? Or does Del like that he wears dresses? So that Del has always said, look, I have bought a nice dress for you. Won't you try? I don't know. Sometimes you're worried about how will it be in school for Mika when he comes with dresses and long hair, and would he get one on his nose from the other children? Of course I'm worried about that.
Mika is leaving kindergarten soon, and Del wants to find an understanding school for Mika. They've been invited to spend the morning at a nearby Steiner school.
Välkommen. Välkommen.
Det är svårt att veta om Mikael är en tjej eller kille. Det spelar ingen roll.
Personfråga.
Ja, det är en tjej. Ja, men det spelar faktiskt ingen roll om det är för något. Jag menar, vad hen är för något. Om man inte vet om det är min pappa version när han gifte sig. Ja, men det är inte sig.
Steiner schools are progressive and focus mainly on play and creativity. I take Mika outside so Del can chat to the teacher, Johanna.
If a child would come to you with a question about what is Mika, a boy or a girl, how would you answer that?
Jag fick frågan direkt. Svaret är ju att det är ett barn överhuvudtaget. Och det är så vi förhåller oss. För det är barn som kommer hit.
So you didn't answer them? But interesting also that was the first question I mean, people get trained so early it's like we don't know how to act with you if we don't know if you're a boy or a girl. Maybe you haven't had a circumstance where kids might be bullying another kid or policing them and saying, but you have a penis so you shouldn't have long hair.
Alltså jag har svårt egentligen att tänka mig att det skulle bli en sån situation. De är väldigt öppna för alla typer av olikheter. Men vi försöker att inte väcka barnen så mycket i tanken på just att det finns manligt och kvinnligt. För börjar vi diskutera det här med barnen så väcker vi ju också frågor i dem som de egentligen är för små för.
Tell me about the meeting you had with the teacher just now.
Johanna, I thought was really nice. I was really happy because They're coming from a place, it seems, of like not wanting to impose anything on kids. Next week, there's a parents' meeting, so I will get to meet the parents of the kids who Mika will be going to school with. And it's very important to me that they understand when their kid comes and says, Mika has a mapa. What's a mapa? To they say, no, that's Mika's papa. I don't want them to do that. So I have to write a letter. Dear parents, Mika, our soon-to-be 6-year-old child, has a varied gender expression and 2 parents, a mama and a mapa. We are non-binary, part of the larger trans-masculine spectrum. See, the problem with this is I doubt that they even know what any of this means.
I don't even really know what trans-masculine spectrum is.
Oh, really?
I'm supposed to know about these things.
Okay. Let me explain further.
You could hyperlink out.
Okay. What I really want y'all to know is that I promise not to discriminate against you on the basis of either your sexuality or your cisgender.
Your heterosexuality.
Yeah, okay. You may not have ever heard about MAPAs, but now you have. Yeah.
While the language around gender identity has evolved to include more people, to those unfamiliar with these terms, it can be difficult to grasp.
How do you feel about them leaving the environment that you've quite carefully created for them?
There is a big bad world out there, and the prospect of Mika in particular being bullied because of their gender expression, of course I don't want them bullied. And of course it scares the hell out of me. But I think that they have the tools to deal with it, and we talk about it. My job is to create the framework from which they feel safe and they can go out from.
But a lot of people would say you're deliberately bringing up your child to not fit in with the norm, and that could be dangerous for them. What would you say to that?
I would say you're absolutely right. People raise their children to be just like them, so we're doing nothing different. We're absolutely ordinary in that way. Let me just say, they are both assigned male at birth, they're both white, they're both able-bodied, they're intelligent, they've got a full knapsack of privileges. So if they have to deal with a little bit of discomfort because they have a MAPA, or because their gender expression doesn't match what other people think it should be, gender confusion is a small price to pay for social progress.
It sounds like from some of what you said, you're kind of trying to bring them up with an antidote for the amount of privilege they've been born with.
I don't want to strip them of their unearned privilege. I think a lot of the social problems we have in the world are down to the streaming that we force boys this way and girls this way.
Yeah.
Some of us have escaped those systems of regulation.
After my time in Sweden, I found that while adults have strong ideas about gender, Mika and kids their age are still working out what gender means to them. The norms we have about the binary won't change overnight, but if kids would truly be given room to explore gender on their own terms, maybe a more fluid gender identity would gradually become more acceptable.
Go. Hey, Joe. Wow.
What about this? It's exhausting. Faster.